Hello everybody, it's Lisa from Epic Yarn Gems. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a mask ear band extender. I saw this on Facebook and I looked at the pattern and it didn't really work for me, so I decided to come up with my own pattern, and that's what I'm going to show you today. You probably could use any type of yarn. What I chose to use was a cotton blend so that it could handle some heavy laundering in hot water. I also used wooden buttons that were slightly larger than 3/4 of an inch wide, and for the stitching I used a 5mm hook. I did enlist some of my friends to try these out that have to wear masks all day. When you have to wear a mask all day, you get sometimes little sores behind your ears, so this helps alleviate some of that pressure on the back of your ear. They did wear them all day and I did get a thumbs up on them, so I thought I would share this pattern with you so that you could use with your mask, or you could create some to donate to individuals who have to wear a mask all day. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to start with a slip knot. Once we get our slip knot on our hook, we are going to do a chain 2. Upon completion of the chain 2, what we're going to do is we are going to go into that very first chain that we made, and we're going to go right through the center. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook now. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first loop on your hook, leaving 2 loops on your hook again, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. So the placement of the next stitches, you can see that there are 2 loops right there, and then there is another loop that is directly looks like below that second loop. You're going to go in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first loop, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 that are on your hook. So let's look at that again. So you have those 2 loops and you're going to go into that front loop of the next one. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. And this is going to be the pattern all the way down to the end. So let's look at it one more time. There are those 2, and we're going to go into that loop right there, only the front part of it. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. And this is what you're going to do, like I said, for the first row. If you are making an extender that is 4 inches long, you're going to want to do 9 of these stitches. If you are doing one that is a little longer at 5 inches long, you're going to do 11. Of course, you can adjust this any way that you need to so that you get to the proper length. Like I said, I'm just showing you one that is 4 inches long and one that is 5 inches long. So let's look one more time. We're going to go into that front loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through the last 2. And like I said, you are going to do this for the entire first row. This is a slight modification on the chainless foundation for single crochet, and after you've done that, you're going to have a total of 10 loops to work with because you did that very first one with the slip knot and the chain 2. And we are going to continue that down to the end of the row. When you get to the end, what you'll be doing is a chain 1 and turning your work. Then we're simply going to do a row of single crochets. So there's your chain 1, and you're going to go into that stitch, going underneath the V, yarn over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, and going through the 2 loops on your hook. And this is just a straight single crochet. At the end of this row, you should have either 10 or 12 stitches depending on the length that you're making. The one that I'm making here is the 10 stitch one, which is about 4 inches long. So we are just going to complete down this row until we get to the end. And I did do a color change. This is simply for illustration purposes so you can see the placement of the stitches in the next row. And as we get to the end here, we are going to do a chain 1 and turn. And like I said, the color change is just for illustration. So when you do a normal single crochet, you are going to go underneath that top V, which is right there. What we're going to do is we're going to go a row down and we're going to go into that open space that was created. So we're going to put our hook through there. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through the 2 loops on our hook. Moving on to the next stitch, we're not going to go in there. We're actually going to go a row down and we're going to go into that opening, yarn over, and do a single crochet right in that stitch. And we're going to continue to do that all the way to the end of the row. I believe this is called a short single crochet, but I could be wrong on that. When I was making this, I wanted the stitches to be tighter so that when I put the button on, they wouldn't slip through the yarn, and also just to make it so that it was a little more sturdy. So we're going to continue all the way down this row, putting those single crochets into that open space that was created in row 1. And this is truly the entire pattern that we're going to do. It's just going to be a repeat. So it does work up pretty quickly. And for the entire project, it took me about 11 minutes. And what that was including weaving in my ends and putting on the buttons. So it is a pretty quick project to do. As we continue the demonstration here, I'm going to go back to the single color here. Like I said, the orange was for illustration. We're just going to now do a chain 1 and turn our work. We are going to go into that next stitch after this chain 1 and do a row of single crochets. The chains in this project will never count as a stitch, but they are at the end of each row. So don't count those when you're counting up your stitches, and you will go down this row and you will have a total of 10 stitches. At the end, you're going to do the chain 1 and turn, and you're going to do a repeat of what you did in row 3, where you're not going to go into that space for the single crochet like you normally would directly underneath the V's, but you are going to actually go down to row 3 and go into those open spaces that were created. So here's just a real quick look. There's that space, and you're going to go right in there, and you are going to go all the way down the row doing this same stitch. And we're going to finish up with row 6 here with the chain 1 turn and doing a row of just normal single crochets by placing your hook underneath that V and finishing up with your single crochets. At the end, we are going to go down this side of the project, starting with a chain 1 and going into those open spaces that were created when we changed rows. So we're just going to do slip stitches into there, and it also gets your yarn tail down by the starting yarn tail so that you can tie it off. So here we're just going to do 3 slip stitches, and we're going to cut off our yarn. And we're going to pull that through, and then what I did is I just tied it off with the beginning tail so that it would be secured at the bottom here. So what I did is I just tied 3 knots in here. You can tie 1 or 2 or however many you feel comfortable doing. I did 3 just because I wanted to make sure it was super secure, and you could cut off the ends right there. But what I decided to do is I just decided to weave them in. I always feel better when I weave them in because I feel that the project is a little more secure and that those knots aren't going to come undone. So if you do choose to weave your ends in, do it any way that works for you. And then once you have finished that, you should have your completed swatch here. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to put the buttons on. So many years ago in home ec, I don't even know if they still teach home ec, this is how I learned to put a button on. So you're going to want to make sure that your button is in the middle of your swatch, and then the yarn that I used, or the thread that I used, was actually the yarn from the project. You could probably use different types of thread. This is just what I do. So I'm going to come in through the back and go into that first hole of the button, going out the back and through the button, the second hole of the button. So I did this a total of 3 times. The third time was a little tight because I am using the yarn. So if you only want to do 2, that is up to you. I just, like I said, wanted to make sure that these buttons are secured. So as I come through for the third round here, I'm going to come up through that first hole, and I'm going to go down through that second hole, but I'm not going to go all the way through the back of the swatch. So I just go through the button. And then I'm going to pull through my yarn needle. And what I do is you want to pull it tight, but then you wrap around the button, the bottom of the button, or the bottom yarn that is holding the button on, I guess, a couple times. And then after you do that and you've pulled everything secure, you are going to go into the fabric, or the crochet swatch in this case, and pull that through. And then you're just simply going to tie that off. I tied it off with a double or triple knot just to make sure that it was secure, but that is how I put a button on. I don't know if this is a common way or a not common way, so whatever works for you, please do that. And then you're going to finish off by putting the button on the other side. Like I said, if you did the 10 stitch, it's about 4 inches long, and if you did the 12 stitch, it's about 5 inches long. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you do plan to make these, please let me know in the comments and how they turned out for you. And don't forget to subscribe to Epic Yarn Gems, turning on the notification. And as always, peace, love, and happiness. Take care, all.